Daniel was a faithful servant of God, and by this time he was an old man living in the Persian Empire, which had taken over Babylon. King Darius, the Persian king, appointed 120 satraps, governors, to rule over the kingdom, and over them he placed 3 administrators to manage the affairs of the empire. Daniel was one of these 3 administrators and distinguished himself as being exceptionally talented and trustworthy. Because of his excellent qualities, King Darius planned to set Daniel over the entire kingdom, which caused jealousy and resentment among the other administrators and satraps. They began to look for any fault they could find in Daniel, but his character and integrity were impeccable. They could find no corruption or negligence in him. The plot against Daniel. Realizing they couldn't trap Daniel through his work, they decided to exploit his devotion to God. They knew that Daniel prayed 3 times a day to God, facing Jerusalem. So, they schemed to create a law that would force Daniel into a dilemma. They approached King Darius with a flattering proposal. They suggested that the king issue a decree that for the next 30 days, no one could pray to any god or man except to King Darius himself. Anyone who violated this decree would be thrown into the lion's den. King Darius, not realizing they were targeting Daniel, agreed to their request, signed the decree, and it became a law of the Medes and Persians, which could not be altered. Daniel's faith. When Daniel learned that the decree had been signed, he didn't panic or stop praying. Instead, he went to his house, opened his windows that faced Jerusalem, and prayed to God 3 times a day, just as he had always done. His enemies, knowing Daniel's routine, quickly found him praying and reported him to the king. Daniel in the lion's den. King Darius was deeply distressed when he heard that Daniel had broken the law. He tried all day to find a way to save Daniel, but the law was unchangeable. As the sun set and the time came for Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den, the king was sorrowful but had no choice but to give the order. Before Daniel was thrown in, King Darius said to him, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." A large stone was rolled over the entrance of the den, and the king sealed it with his own ring, ensuring that nothing could be changed. That night, King Darius could not sleep. He fasted and couldn't enjoy any entertainment. At dawn, as soon as it was light, he hurried to the lion's den and called out to Daniel. The miracle. To the king's astonishment, Daniel replied, "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me because I was found innocent in his sight, nor have I ever done any wrong before you, O king." King Darius was overjoyed and ordered that Daniel be lifted from the den. When they pulled him out, they found that he was unharmed, not a scratch on him, because he had trusted in his God.